Well, hello everyone. First of all, let me thank you for taking the time to get on the call. I know everybody's schedule is busy, but I'm excited to be able to share this information with you. And I would like to say, just basically tell you what's happened to me because several months ago, actually 6 months ago, I was introduced to a technology that has given me my life back. And as a result of that, 28 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And it's as a result of taking 3 shots a day for 28 years, 15 units a day, which was kind of grueling and really aggravating. 2 months after being introduced to this technology, which is a patch that you'll hear about, uh, I no longer had to take insulin. My blood sugar balanced out, and one of the things that was so exciting was the fact that everything kind of started happening the first day for me, in terms of my energy going through the roof, and my a couple of weeks later my blood pressure balanced out, and so I am just excited to be feeling youthful, having my life back, and taking on the challenges that aging presents. So I would like to introduce my senior partner, Miss Verdita Monk, and have her to share with you what's going on here. Miss Verdita?
Well, thank you so much, James, for pulling this call together, saying yes to LifeWave. We're really excited about what's happening here, and more importantly, the fact that we're able to change so many lives, as you heard James say. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself as we go along, but my name again is Verdita Monk. My husband and I live in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we were introduced to this technology. You're going to be hearing more about it as we go along. It's about the size of a quarter, and it's thin like a Band-Aid. So, and it operates like a Band-Aid. You just peel the paper off the back and stick it on your body. But we were introduced to that by a friend of ours who we've known for years, and he said, "You've got to hear about this patch. You got to try it." We were literally on our way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my husband is from. And when we got there, first thing we noticed that my mother-in-law was in extreme pain. Her knee was hurting really bad. And I'd never seen her in that, condition before, because she's never been sick that I know of, never been in pain. And she was 92 years old at the time. So, it caught our attention. And when we heard people share testimonies like the ones you're going to hear on the call tonight, we said, well, let's just put this patch on her. We put it on her knee and she went to bed. The next morning she woke up and did not have any pain, and she had been trying everything for this pain. So it really got our attention. And so that night, my husband and I decided we would try the patch. Now, please understand that my husband and I felt like, okay, we don't need this patch. We're not in any pain. We're not sick. We're healthy people. Why would we need this patch? But we put the patch on anyway. That night, I slept like a baby. The next morning, I realized I had slept so deep. I couldn't ever remember sleeping the way I slept that night. But this is what happened to my husband. My husband had a chronic sleeping disorder. He would snore real loud and choke and cough all night long. And it was annoying. It was hard to sleep in the same room with him. And I would push on him all night long, waking him up because I wasn't going to tolerate it. That night, I didn't wake up, but I realized the next morning he had not snored. Now, of course, who would imagine that this patch caused him to not snore? I didn't imagine that. But we had more patches, so we put them on again the next night. This time, that's when I realized that the patch had stopped my husband from snoring. And it's been, ever since then, we have been running rattling our mouths off, telling everybody we knew about it, because it's not just stop snoring. It's not just knee pain. It's anything that you can even imagine. And you're going to hear those types of testimonies tonight. And so let me get into a presentation that will allow us to stay on schedule. So the big question is, have you been patched? Because if you've not been patched, by the end of this call, you're going to want to be patched. Why? Because you're going to it's going to allow your body to elevate copper peptides that are dormant sitting there, which in turn reactivate stem cells, dormant stem cells, and your whole body is going to be regenerated. Let me explain it a little bit more. I'm going to let you listen to this video first and give you an overview of what we're talking about. It's only a couple of minutes. I hope you all can hear this. What's going on here? Here we go. Can you hear this, James?
Yes.
Okay, good.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter.
I'm sorry. Stop.
Built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this in a world searching.
All right, you guys, that video said a whole lot of things, and I'm pretty sure you were intrigued by what you heard, but we're going to dive into that information. You heard about David Schmidt, our CEO and founder with over 200 patents. This man has done something that doctors and scientists have never been able to do for years, and that is to come up with a solution for the dormant stem cells that are in our body. He came up with this stem cell reactivation patch that I'm telling you about. But you guys, this is amazing. It took him 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this to market. And so because of his diligence, along with his scientists and doctors that are on his team, he was able to patent this technology so that no one for the next 15 years will be able to duplicate this or reinvent this product. Let me read something from the patent. It says, this is a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief, via a non-transdermal container. So that's pretty amazing right there. But what's going to happen is this, is that you're going to put this patch on, and what's going to happen, things are just going to start happening to you. We can't explain it. But I want to let you know that stem cells make up every organ in your body. They're the body's intended repair system. And so what is happening is many people are going out and spending tens of thousands of dollars sometime. We just heard that Kim Kardashian went to Europe, spent $200,000 to have stem cell transplants. You know, everybody doesn't have that kind of money. And many times a stem cell injection, which is the most common form, where they stick a needle maybe in your muscle or in your knee or somewhere where you have pain, that doesn't always work. Also, it's not covered by insurance. So why would you want to try something that insurance doesn't even cover? And so once again, the stem cells make up every organ in your body. As you age, your stem cells become dormant. And this is why you start getting symptoms, all kinds of things happening to you by the time you're 30, because half of them go dormant by that time. And by the time you're 60, 90% of your stem cells are inactive. This is when people start getting, you know, Alzheimer's and dementia and just conditions that doctors seem to not be able to do anything else about. So how does this work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. It's a patented nanocrystal technology. So right in the center of this patch are tiny nanocrystals. They're so tiny you can't even see them. No drugs or chemicals or stimulants are in them. You know, this is why doctors love this. This is why professional athletes love this, because they can perform, they can compete. And you know, whenever you have any type of performance enhancing drug in your system, you are disqualified. But you can do that with this patch because nothing's in it. What happens is going to reflect off of the light in your body. See, when you go out into the sun elevates the vitamin D in your body. So we're using that's called phototherapy. That is a form of phototherapy. But we don't, what the kind of phototherapy we're talking about is the light in your body. So when your heat and light in your body reflects off of these crystals, it's going to elevate the copper peptides in your body. And when that happens, it reactivates those dormant stem cells. It's a phenomenon. No one has been able to do this. It's non-transdermal, so it's not going to penetrate into your body. It's non-invasive, so it's not going to affect anything. Okay, so we want to make sure we want to make this disclaimer that our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We're simply saying your body is going to be rebooted and those dormant stem cells are going to come alive. That's all we're saying. There's many, many benefits that you're going to experience, including increased strength. You know, as we get older, we're just not as strong as we used to be. Reduced inflammation. Inflammation is a sign of some type of pain or disease in your body. And so it's going to reduce that inflammation. Inflammation is everywhere in your brain, in your heart, it's just all over your body. Increased stamina, energy, and vitality. You know, that's one of the first things you heard James say he noticed was the energy that he had was off, through the roof. Mental clarity. How many times do we go into a room and we forget, our keys, they're there? Or how many times are we trying to remember something? We can't even remember things because we're forgetting things as we're getting older. But that mental clarity is key, you guys. Restored muscle and skeletal condition. We have a gentleman, matter of fact, I think we have someone on the phone who shared, her name is Catherine. She shared with us that her neighbor was walking with a cane, and just a very short period of time, like in maybe a week or so, he was walking without that cane. He was bending over all the time, now standing up straight. All of this happened in less than a month, you guys. That's because his skeletal system is being restored, okay, with this patch. Improve sleep. I already told you what happened to me and my husband. I mean, sleep is so important, you guys. If you have a deprivation of sleep, your body is not going to heal. Your body, it's just, this is when your body is working to make you healthy. Improve skin appearance. People with all kinds of issues, such as, just that discoloration. Have you ever heard of a condition called vitiligo, where there's a discoloration in your skin? There's no cure for that. but yet a gentleman put this patch on and all of this went away within a year. Okay, so there are many, many long-term results. You know, according to the case studies, over 4,000 genes begin to reset as soon as you start wearing the patch within just a few days. The brain becomes balanced after 6 weeks. You know, that when someone's brain is unbalanced, that simply means, like, for example, they may have Alzheimer's, they may be autistic, they may be depressed, they may have different things like PTSD. All of those mean your brain is not balanced. And that's really, there's inflammation in the brain, okay? Collagen is increased after 3 months. That's huge because as we get older, that's when the wrinkles start, the hair starts going gray. All kinds of things happen when the collagen is decreased. But this patch is going to start increasing that collagen naturally. The heart reverses in age. We have people that have been wearing pacemakers that are no longer having to wear pacemakers after just a few weeks, and have had heart conditions where they've had strokes. And, you know, strokes are hard to reverse, but people, that is a heart issue. And so it's just amazing what this patch can do. Now, how do you wear it? Very simple. Just put it on, I told you, like a Band-Aid. You put it on your body anywhere. Wear it for 12 hours. You know, in the case studies, as you see on the back of the neck right here, that's where I like to wear mine. That's where one of the locations they use in the case studies. But then 50% of the people wore it behind the neck, and then 50% wore it below the belly button. So you can use it wherever you want, but those were the locations they used in the case study. You wear it for 12 hours and allow your body to remove it 12 hours later so your body can rejuvenate and repair and rest, repair, and rejuvenate. So it's a very simple thing. I love this because I hate swallowing pills. This is the best thing that I could have ever had. Testimonies of X39 are emotional and life-changing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share a couple of recorded testimonies for you because I think, let me just share this one with you.
Yeah, a little less than 5 months ago, my sister-in-law asked me to look into the patch, and I'd never heard of the X39 or LifeWave. Had been a big fan and still, you know, was looking for ways to incorporate photobiomodulation and stem cell therapy. But because of the expense, I never really found what I was looking for. We have a gym that's a part of our clinic. We're very much into lifestyle medicine. It's always been more rewarding to me to get people off of their medicines for blood pressure and diabetes. And so having a repair and maintenance department, if you will, of the lifestyle medicine clinic was really a quest that I was on. And when I looked into this and saw saw the science behind it, how beneficial it was, that was so exciting to me. And 6 months ago, I would say everyone needs to expect to live into their 90s. Now with this technology, I really legitimately say we should expect to live into our 100s and beyond, you know, if we're taking care of our bodies. But there is so much benefit. And, personally, I've been using the patch for about 4 months, and then on my patients about the same time period. And I couldn't tell you all of the testimonies, but I'll hit some of the highlights. I've seen inflammatory bowel disease virtually disappear in less than 6 weeks in a young man who was in between treatments and had failed Remicade. I've seen really one of the most impressive things is the neurodegenerative diseases that I'm seeing improve that we have no other treatments for in the world of Western medicine, and really, as far as I know, other than these stem cell patches anywhere else. But Alzheimer's, dementia has already been mentioned, but I've seen several now who are cognitively improving to the point that they can do things again, like drive when they weren't driving anymore. One person that I know of who has Parkinson's, whose tremor was so bad that he couldn't write and he couldn't feed himself. And in less than 1 week on the X39, his tremor completely went away. That's miraculous. There's nothing out there in our modern medicine world otherwise that does that. Uh, a lot of remarkable things that I wasn't anticipating, with blood sugar correcting and getting a lot better in both pre-diabetes and in diabetics, blood pressure getting better. And I'm a results guy too. I want to see these things. So we've started testing, you know, on the front end. If we're doing X39 and X49 in a young man that wants to, or for that age, an old man like me that wants to gain muscle mass and lose fat mass. So we're testing body composition on the front end, and then we're testing it at 4 weeks and 8 weeks, and doing our own internal studies, if you will. Personally, I gained 7 pounds of muscle and lost 10 pounds of fat in about 3 months with the X39 and X49. And I haven't changed anything with my diet or exercise. And Danny, you've been around me. You know, I'm not exactly the healthiest eater in the world when it comes to dessert and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I think when you pair this with a healthy lifestyle, when you really eat healthy and you hydrate well and you exercise and you get plenty of rest, sky's the limit on what you can see as far as results. And a lot of times it is fairly quickly. And I know we typically tell people to anticipate as they're older to expect it to take longer, or if the problem is inflammatory and it's been around for years, that it may take longer. And in general, that is true. But I will also say that I've seen patients in their 80s that are getting dramatic results with decreased inflammation and joint pain completely gone within a week or less. So it's hard to predict that, but the proof is in the trial. And I think just really my encouragement to everyone is you have to try this, do it for at least a year. But if you can get them to do it for 6 months, I think they're going to see everything they want to see in the results. So I think on the, you know, as far as just future and what's to come with LifeWave and with next products, I just think we're just scratching the surface, and I'm really excited to see that. But even scratching the surface is, as you've heard, miraculous for a lot of people.
Now you've heard from a physician. I mean, for someone that is, you know, treating people for all kinds of conditions and serious things. I mean, I'm hoping that you see how significant this technology is. We do have one more person on the line who has a testimony that I would love to hear. Erica Cargo, would you like to unmute yourself and share your video and share your testimony?
Sure. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. But thank you for asking me, and I'm willingly to share it. But my testimony, I started wearing the patch in April of this year. November, this year will be 7 months. I made it. And I've been having great testimonies for me and for my mom. For me, I noticed when I first started wearing the patch, I had a deeper realm of sleep. And I couldn't believe it. I've always been a person that get into bed early and get a good night's rest. But for some apparent reason, for that first night when I wore the patch and I took it off, I dreamt deep. I had a deeper dream, and it felt like I've been sleeping for hours, but I wasn't. But it felt good. And so some of the issues that I was having, I had lung issues. I was in the hospital the first time for a week. The second time, it was 2 weeks, and I was in ICU for, I think, 2 nights. And so I had problems with my lungs. So before wearing the patch, I used to get a tightness in my chest, and my breathing would be so bad where I had to take rest and stop, because what happens, they pulled scar tissue from my lungs. Scar tissue was stuck to my lungs, and they told me that I would definitely have issues with my lungs since that was going on. So ever since I've been wearing the patch, like I said, it's been 7 months. I have less tightness. I really don't have tightness in my chest at all anymore. And thank God for that. And then I had plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis affects the heel, bottom of your tendon of your foot, but it felt like it was in my heel, but it was really in the tendon of my bottom of my foot. And all that's gone. The inflammation's gone. And I'm just excited because it is so true. The longer you wear the patch, you will start to see more benefits, benefits, benefits. And I think sometimes we don't give the patch time enough to work, and we are eager to get off the patches. But I take these patches like it's a vitamin, and so I love it. And I said I will be patched for the rest of my life. Thank you, Fadita, for letting me share.
Wow, that's amazing, Erica. And I appreciate you enlightening people on the fact that just so many things that I just hope people understand. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We just talked about a few things. We can go on and on and on with stuff that you would just not believe. I'll give you a quick example. Thank you so much, Erica. I'll give you a quick example. My colleague in Virginia had a migraine for 25 years. 5 days a week, something doctors could not get rid of. They tried nerve blocks, injections, you name it. In 2 seconds, her church member came over and put a patch on her. In 2 seconds, the migraine went away. She said it never came back. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. We're talking about something that's just unbelievable, unimaginable. And so that's why when my husband and I heard this, what it was doing for people, it said, there's no way that we could sit here and know about this and not tell it with everybody we know. So I hope while you're sitting here listening, you're writing down people's names that you care about, because trust me, no matter what it is going on in their body, we got it. We got it for you. This patch can help them with those things. So let's move on to the next, finish this off. So there are more testimonies on this site right here called thisisitinfo.com. This is also the site you want to go to. If you want to hear the doctor's reviews, at the bottom of the site, there's some doctor's testimonies. There's more information, the patent, the case studies. Doctors like to look at this site because it's the technical aspect, but also when you click on this site, you'll see the page that shows, if you click on testimonies, you'll see all kinds of testimonies: neuropathy, stroke, heart, sleep, bladder issues, anything you can imagine. But there are real live people recorded behind these links when you click on them. So what's important in your life? Is it family time? Is it security, financial security? Is it being able to travel, better health, less debt? LifeWave can accomplish all of that. Because now I give you example, family time. I'm an interior designer by trade, and I used to be really busy. And even in the evenings, I'd be working on projects and stuff. Now, whenever we want to go and be with, our grandkids or whatever, we can do that. We didn't have that kind of, time freedom before this patch. Security, financial security. See, because we share this with people, the company compensates us and allows us to create something called residual income. You just heard Erica say that she'll be on this patch for the rest of her life. When you have people that you've shared it with and they keep sharing and they share with other people, eventually there's hundreds of people that will be using these patches every month, and you're getting income. My husband and I, fortunate enough, have reached out, and it's grown to over 7,000 people that are using these patches every month. So you can just imagine what kind of income that is generating. Travel. We're qualifying right now to go to Honolulu, but the companies enabled us to go to Greece, Punta Mita, which was fabulous, Punta Cana, all kinds of trips that you can qualify just by sharing with other people. You get points. Better health, that's a no-brainer. You're going to have better health. So what other way that you can get, and then less debt, of course, because you're going to be paying your bills. What other way can you get all of this just from sharing this patch with people? I don't know where, but Opportunity happens by creating solutions. Well, for example, the current problems that we solve is that no one knows their stem cells become dormant. You go to the doctor, your doctor, how many of you have gone to the doctor and the doctor says, well, the reason this is happening to you is because your stem cells are going dormant. They don't tell you that. And then another problem is that many people are struggling financially. I mean, I was talking to someone earlier today. They don't even know how they're going to pay their mortgage. But you see what I'm saying? So those are problems that people are dealing with. But here's the solution. LifeWave offers this solution, stem cell reactivation. That's going to take care of almost every issue you have with your health. And then there's an income generating business, because that's what, we do when we share this with other people, we generate income. Let me tell you a little bit about LifeWave. See, for 20 years, this company, up until 2021, was doing up to 20 million a year. And then in 2022, which was just a couple years after the X39 technology came into play, the company skyrocketed up to 320 million. That just shows you how phenomenal this one product is. It skyrocketed up to 320 million. A year later, it went to 430 million in 2023. 2024, it went up to 600 million. And we're pushing this year to hit $1 billion company. How many times have anybody knocked on your door or called you up and say, you better get some of that, Amazon stock or that Apple stock or that Microsoft stock? We're telling you, we're knocking on your door right now, letting you know to be part of something that's going to create a lot of millionaires. And you could be one of them. It's documented right here on this site called businessforhome.org, where they show that our company is the #1 in momentum for the last 3 years. LifeWave, it's #1 in momentum. And so the system that we have in place allows you to duplicate your efforts, similar to a franchise, except a franchise, if many people say, I would love to have a McDonald's. Well, are you ready to put down $1 million? Or some franchises, $250,000, like Subway or something like that. But this business right here with LifeWave, you start with a credit card. So you're not going into debt like you would if you had to purchase a franchise. So this company, LifeWave, allows us to get paid 9 different ways, just because we share. Every time you share this patch with someone, you're going to put yourself in a position to get paid. So the first way I want to talk about is our binary bonus, which simply means is this. As you start sharing this with people, let's say this is your mom, let's say this is your uncle, let's say this is your friend from school, let's say this is your cousin. The company puts them in a structure called a binary. They'll be on your left side or your right side. So you got a left team and your right team. And all you're doing is putting friends and acquaintances into this binary structure, because you're going to get a free website that automatically places them. This structure right here allows you to earn up to $25,000 each week just in the binary alone. Now, there's upfront payout and income payouts. For example, your first goal is to maybe share this with a couple of people. That makes you what we call a one-star manager. And when you get those 2 people in place, they start giving you not only another bonus I'm going to tell you about in a moment, but they start paying you $25 for the next 9 weeks, just because you got these 2 people in. For this bonus, the second goal is to be a 2-star manager. So guess what? Maybe this person brings another person on, and this person brings another, or you can bring 2 more. Now you're at $50 a week for 9 weeks. That's just money that's optional, but just to know that you could do that just by enrolling people. Then also, we have something called a mentorship bonus. Pays out to $20,000 per person on each level. So let's say that you have people, this generation 1 means these are people that you personally enroll. And as you progress in rank, as your volume goes up, your volume is based on all the people that you've shared it with, and then all the people they've shared it with, and all the people, they could be 100 people. Let's just give it an example. You might end up being a 2-star executive. You're getting paid 15% in this mentor matching bonus on whatever they're earning in their binary that I just told you about, as well as another way we get compensated. So you can see there's a lot of potential here, up to $20,000 per level per person. It's amazing. Now, in a convention business, there's high startup costs, high risk, lots of stress, long hours. trial and error. I know as an interior designer, I had a lot of stress. You know, you might think it's a fun business, but it's a lot of stress that goes along with it, building these renovated homes and stuff like that. Sometimes it's trial and error. You're learning as you go. And there's limited income potential. I never forget, I was an engineer with the phone company, and I know I deserve more because of the effort I put in, but there was limited income potential. Whereas with LifeWave, you can start it with a credit card, so there's no financial risk. It's stress-free. You get to make your own schedule. You can work whenever you want. If you want to work an hour a day, you can, 5 hours a day, whatever you want to do. And there's unlimited income potential, and we're here to help you. And this is where the mentorship comes in. Now, this is how you can get started. You might say, well, listen, I want to just try one of these. I want to earn money. So if you want to earn money, you want to get one of these packages. You see this envelope right here shows that these patches come in this envelope, 30 of them. So in other words, you got one for 30 days. So if you say if you're married and you just want to try a 30-day supply for you and 30-day supply for your spouse, you can get this core package, and that's for $295. You're paying almost $100 per patch, and then per sleeve rather. And then if you get the advanced pack, that simply puts you, it's going to give you 6 sleeves. So there's $600 worth of inventory, but it's only going to cost you $535, meaning you're saving $65 just because you got that next pack. What's also significant about this is it puts you in a position to get promoted in our compensation plan. We'll go over all that stuff more. We just want to give you a quick overview. The Advanced Plus, you're going to get 11 sleeves. That's $1,100 worth of inventory for $975. So now that's saving you $125. And then the Premium Pack is the most popular pack. You see, the Premium Pack lets you earn, you get $2,000 worth of inventory for $1,750. You see, people like chiropractors that we have on our team, doctors, people that are just motivated to do this fast. Like my husband and I, we got this package because there was so many people we had on our list that we wanted to give each couple like 10 of these. Maybe they could try the patch for 5 days to see what kinds of things happen to their body. So we had a whole list of people that we were doing that with. But the benefit of this package, the premium package as well, is that you get to see, you're going to be on what we call an auto ship if you want to earn money every month. In other words, we just need you to be active, ordering at least 1 sleeve. Well, the premium pack allows you to be active for 90 days. That's another benefit. So that's saving you money right there, because 2 sleeves is $200 for 2 months. And so you got plenty to share like we did, and you're saving money because now you're paying $87.50 a sleeve. So we can examine these a little bit more, but just wanted to let you know there are many options as far as trying to, get your product, whatever you want to do. But I just told you about the 1 sleeve. If you get 1 sleeve enough, that's enough for you, but it's going to allow you to keep your points, and your points equal dollars, trust me. But if you get the 2 sleeve, you can max out the comp plan. That's why this package is so significant. Now, there's a form that can be screenshot to you or emailed to you that just allows you to fill it out, your name, address, date of birth, stuff like that, what credit card you're going to put it on. And you can let the person know whether you want a core pack, advanced plus, or premium, and you can let them know, do you want 1 sleeve in your monthly subscription or 2? Okay. So we also have an app that is AI powered. It does a whole lot of things for you. And that's something that we use to share this information with people. Very, very sophisticated technology. Listen, I told you we do have incentive trips. There's one on the table right now that started October 27th, where you can start qualifying. Every time you share this with someone, you get points. Every time you get promoted in the company, you get points. There's points. And so we can go over that with you. But you have all the way to February 26th. And trust me, you can do it. I'm helping people every single day qualify for these trips. And we're going to Honolulu, you guys. And one thing about LifeWave, they're first class. So that means that your resort that you're going to be, your room is going to be first class. They're going to pay for your airline. It's amazing. So the time, you guys, is now to make your move. If you're serious about your dreams, we believe this is hope for your future. I just want to encourage you to get back with James or whoever invite you to this call. Let them know that, listen, I need to go ahead and get signed up because I need to get these patches right away. I got people that need them, you know, and let him know what you're interested in doing, but text him. He will be getting back to you by text or some way tonight, just to say, when can we talk, tonight or tomorrow? And let you know that in that binary that I told you about, that's very time sensitive. Whoever comes in next, everybody that comes in after that gets to fall below you. That is really important for you to know. It is time sensitive. Timing and position are important. So with that being the case, we want to thank you for joining the call tonight. And this call is recorded. I'll send it to James and he can get it to you if you had, you know, someone didn't get on the call or whatever. But thank you so much for your time. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.